Ah, ah. All right. Let's hope this goes well because I had to like zoom in megally so you guys don't see the ads on the side. I don't know if you guys will be able to, assuming I do the full screen. Just want to make sure before I do anything. Yes, nomad type shit. All right, we have all of our 1.21 features. Obviously, this is only 1.21, like this whole Tricky Trials update, but technically all the drops are still part of 1.21. So I'm gonna do a tier list on all of them. I originally was just gonna do a tier list on all the 2025 drops, but I was like, why don't I go crazy and do all of the features? So I even included the bats retexture and then the armadillo drop, even though I know that was technically before 21, but I still consider it part of it. Now, let's get to work, I suppose. We have the bat remodel. The bat remodel was so freaking exciting to me. I was so happy when I saw that this guy got remodeled. Now, the thing with bats though is you still can't put them on leads, you still can't tame them, you still can't they still don't drop anything. They're still a very extremely useless mob, but at least now when I see them in caves, I'm happy to see them. So I am gonna put the bat remodel in good. I'm gonna change this from wouldn't really touch it to just mid, because with my Forever World, I basically touch on every feature, even if it's something I don't really care about that much. Next, we got armadillos. Um, Armadillos, the mob, are pretty cool. I like that they spawn in savannas and badlands. They give badlands a mob, which is pretty cool. And I like their mechanic of turning into a ball and stuff. Now, I would put it in I love it. It's nice. However, I think it's really stupid that you can't kill an armadillo for its cute and you have to just brush the armadillo. We don't want to promote violence. We don't want to promote violence. So I think that's really dumb. So I'm just going to put it and it's good because I mean it's good. What else can you say? Now, the wolf texture variants is going investing in forever because that is such a cool feature to be able to like customize your wolf and get a wolf of your choosing, and you can get a like wolves that more closely resemble your own dog. I love the wolf retextures. They're really cool. Yeah, they don't change anything in the game, but everyone who plays Minecraft has had a wolf at some point, and being able to have a wolf be more personalized is such a really cool thing. Armadillo scutes themselves. I'm gonna put them in mid. Their texture is kind of whack. The way you obtain them is kind of whack. The only thing they're good for is crafting the wolf armor, which I'm gonna put it just in it's good. I've never used wolf armor yet. I'm sure I will at some point, but as of current in my survival world, which I've been playing for like a year or so now, a year and a half maybe, um, it's just kind of I've never used it. I've had wolves, obviously, like everyone has, and I don't know. I just haven't found a real use for it. So yeah, I do understand like, oh, you put it on your wolf so your wolf is safe and your wolf don't die, but who really brings their wolves to like dangerous situations like caves and stuff? No one does that. And if you do and your wolf dies, you did that to yourself. Anyways, now we're on the Tricky Trials update. So, first of all, I believe this is supposed to be representative of all the new copper blocks, which I'm going to put it in. I love it, and it's nice because I've used a lot of the copper blocks in like steampunk builds, and like I have a factory in my world, and I used it for that. It's a really good block. As for the copper bulb, I have not used it yet, but I still think it's a cool, unique concept that you can turn it on and off with redstone and that it slowly dims and stuff. But I believe I'm just gonna leave it in it's good because that's all I really see it as. It's good. It's not my favorite. Copper doors and trapdoors, I'll just put them in. It's good. I mean, you can't go wrong with more door variants and more trapdoor variants. It gives you more to work with. So why would I say, oh, already forgot about it, never using it when, you know. Actually, that's probably where I'll put the armadillo skew. I've never used it. So, the tough block variants. So smooth tough. I haven't used it, but I know it exists. So I'm just gonna put it in mid, just a flatter tough block. Um, tough stairs and like I'm guessing this is inclusive of like slabs and all the other stuff, walls and all that. It's good. And then bricks, I would say I love it because it's a new gray texture variant, but it's like a darker gray than your regular stone, which I appreciate. All right, I'm gonna do it like this first because we have these aren't the vaults. These are the trial spawners. They spawn in obviously all the mobs from the trial chambers. They make the mechanic possible. I think they work really well to where, they can give you a reward, then stop, and then after a certain amount of time they start again. I believe that all mob spawners should be like this. So as a mechanic, how it operates, I'm gonna put it in. I love it. It's really nice. Same with the vault. The vault is going in S because the vault is such a clever mechanic because it lets every player on a multiplayer server raid it, which means you're not gonna have like, oh, you find a heavy core in a chest and then you're never gonna like you can just go to every trial chamber and steal them. And you can't break them, which is also really helpful because that means you can't sabotage other players out of getting features in the game. This should replace a lot of things. This should replace like how you get the elytra and how you get the netherite upgrade templates and all that stuff. This is like a revolutionary feature. But yeah, 1 second. Apparently it's snowing out, but I don't see it. Anyways, continuing on, you have the trial key and the ominous trial key. One, I really like their textures and I really like their concepts. I like that this one gives you more rewards, more cool rewards, and this one gives you obviously just basic rewards, but it's still a really clever feature. Again, I'm gonna put these not in as good as the vault because I think the vault could have like other ways of using it than just keys. But keys. I like the keys. I think the keys are a really clever feature. Anyways, next we have the new pottery shards, as they're called. They're not called pottery shards, they're called pottery shards. So, out of these, I think my favorite's probably the spiral one. I'll put that. I mean, I'm just gonna put them in good. They're not like crazy. I'm gonna put them all in good in the order I like them. I like them in this order. Now, I would honestly put these features above all of these ones. I only put the bat in last because as much as I love the texture, that's all it is a texture. It's not like actually physically something that you can use. But yeah, we also have the armor trims. I like this one a lot more. I'm gonna put this one in. I love it, and this one's just gonna go in. It's good. I would say. I really like this one. This one's okay. If my voice sounds bad, by the way, it's because I'm sick right now. I think I'm sick. I don't really know. Next, we have all the new potion effects. Now, I know this is like the same thing, so I'm just going to include them together. This one I've seen really helpful with mining. I've seen people spawn in silverfish. I've never personally used it, but I'll put it here. I'll put it in. It's good because I mean I've seen it help. This one, again, I've never personally used, but I know it's gonna help with like slime farm, so I'll put it in mid. Same with the potion. I'm sick too, homophile. Yeah, welcome to the club. It's not fun. This one I'm putting. I'm honestly gonna put this one high. As annoying as it is in the trial chamber, it sets up a more difficult challenge for the trial chamber. And finally, cobwebs are renewable. You don't have to go find a mine shaft to get cobwebs. You can just use this potion, and you can get some cobwebs. This one literally does nothing. It's stupid. It's useless. Even in the trial chamber, you just go up for like 2 seconds. It's so silly. Also, I haven't seen this man since PSMP. I miss PSMP. Uh, miss PSMP. I miss Livecraft SMP. But the owners don't know how to own a server. My server, whilst it's dead, yeah, I could revive it at any point. I still have my server, but whatever. The ominous raid effect. Again, this one's gonna go up here because this allows you to get cooler features that we'll get to. I don't know why this is so high. This should be the last thing. The crafter, literally never used it. I have some in my world, but it's literally just for decoration on a build because I built like a little crafting table area. But every other Twitch SMP I find is terrible. Real. I was part of another SMP for a while with a lot of other PSMP members. It was called Livecraft, but the owner ended up just discontinuing it because I don't know, he was lazy, I guess. Most of the ones I've been in always end up in the owner going insane. I want to open one. I might end up opening a server pretty soon, but don't quote me on it. Ominous bottle. I like that this. I like this feature a lot more than just raids starting out of nowhere, premeditated. So B. It's good, I would say. Live death is good, apparently. Yeah, I don't think I'm getting invited to that anytime soon, though. Oh, I'm opening one actually. Listen, man, I know some of those Livecraft members, PSMP members. I know some of them are looking for a new home. So if you need members, you know who to hit up. All right, the music discs. I don't remember what each of them sound like, but I love music discs. I'm putting them all in good. Actually, I remember I like this one a lot. This one's the music box, right? Hold on, let me look up. I want the music box. Oh no, it's the other one. Autocrafter was hype and then no one used it. Even when it was revealed to me, I didn't even care for it. I never cared about it because it's just like I'm not big on redstone, so it's just like, oh whoa, redstone contraption I'm never gonna use. All right, all the new paintings are gonna go in. It's good, because I really like the fact that we have more to decorate with now. Overall, really cool little feature for them to add new paintings. We got the breeze. I really like the breeze. I really like the concept of there being like 4 different blaze variants. I don't know if that's gonna end up happening in the future, but the breeze is a good first stepping stone. I really like it as a mob, how it bounces around and shoots wind charge at you. So as a mob, mechanically and how it spawns and all that, I'm putting it in. I love it and it's nice because it's a really cool thing. Last SMP I was in, it filled with a bunch of Wembu fans. Kept collecting for an orbital strike cannon, and discs have never been the same. I love music discs. I love collecting them. It's such a fun like thing. I really hope they continue to add more. The breeze rod itself, I know you use it to craft the mace, you use it for wind charges, and you can use it to make this potion. But I'm just gonna have to put it in mid. If it's kind of an unnecessary thing, I feel like you could have just had it drop wind charge and then I don't know, use the sticks to make the mace and then use wind charge to make this potion. So it feels almost like it was unnecessary and they just wanted to add it because blaze rods, so breeze rods. However, though, wind charges are going in. I love it, and it's really nice. I love that you can use them to bounce up and then like charge with the mace. It's a really cool little thingy majoo. Um, I like that you can throw it at mobs and it's just like a fun reaction. It's a really cool little feature. and I love wind chargers so much. They are a great boost for anything, for real, especially using the mace as a weapon. These are such a like exciting feature, and I like them. I like their concept a lot more. I think the blaze rod is just kind of unnecessary, or the breeze rod is just kind of an unnecessary addition. It, but I mean, I don't mind it. I love having extra items. I'm not gonna lie. I want more items over less items in Minecraft, even if they're kind of useless, like the bat. Even though I would really like, they should just make bats leashable. If they just made bats leashable, and like if you name them, they didn't despawn like every other mob, then I'd be happy. But no, but no, we just gotta. Sorry, sorry, crash out, crash out. The bogged, a cool skeleton variant. I've never seen them in survival, like in the swamp. I've only ever seen them. Actually, no, I haven't even seen them in trial chambers. I've never found a bogged. I don't think, which is interesting. But I do like their model, and I'm pretty sure they shoot poison arrows. I'm gonna put that in. It's good because it's not revolutionary like the breeze, but I love more mob variants. So a swampy skeleton, you know, servers that always go one mace, just one mace, guys. PMO so much. It's just a fun item. I don't want to have to speed run and I hate servers that every member just speed runs everything in a day. I believe that when you create a server, you should set up like certain rules like, okay guys, let's not go to the nether right now. Let's save that for maybe like 2 weeks from now and then we can all go to the nether and have a big fun adventure. We should not go to the end until maybe like I know this is a little crazy to say, but until maybe like the first year anniversary of the server. Like I think that there's certain things that should be done as a community, not just like, all right guys, I just spawned in, I have full netherite armor, I'm going to the warden, I just killed 7 wardens, now I'm going to the trial chamber, I have 10 maces, I'm gonna sell them for a profit. Okay, now I have all the elytras in the server, let me fly around and gatekeep them all. Like it's just annoying. I love playing Minecraft slow. On my survival world that I've been playing for the last year, I have so many builds, but I don't even have netherite armor yet. I'm just taking it really slow. I have maxed out enchanted armor, but not netherite because maxed out enchantments are kind of necessary to not die 100 times. Heavy core. I like how it's obtained, I like how it looks, and I like that you can place it as a block. I think it's a really interesting item, so I'm going to put the heavy core itself in. I'm not going to put it in I love it, I'm just going to put it in good. It's good as a block and it's good as an item because the item creates the mace, which is the most obvious S tier probably ever. I just got an iron pig, then you walk this naked jump full time, dude. Real. But yeah, the mace is such a fun weapon. I have one in my survival world, but I haven't enchanted it yet, so I haven't really used it for anything. But I know once you enchant it, you get like the wind burst is so cool. The mechanics you can use for wind charge. Now the one downside is I mainly play Bedrock Edition just because it's easier to play with friends, and I think it's easier to access. So I personally prefer Bedrock Edition when it comes to playing Minecraft. I think Java's cooler in other aspects, but when it comes to playing Minecraft, I prefer Bedrock. And you cannot put these motherfuckers in your offhand on Bedrock, which makes the mace kind of like lose a little bit of you know, lose a little bit of its importance because you can't use this to bounce up unless you just are really fast with switching your hotbar. But yeah, that's just something that's PMO. But the mace itself is still like obviously you can't go wrong with it. It's a very unique weapon in the sense that you can craft it, but you cannot craft it with diamond, stone, etc. You have to use this and this together to make this. Also, for the record, it should be more than one breeze rod. It should be at least 2 breeze rods to create one of these. It's not like it'd make a big difference. If you access the heavy core, you probably have plenty of breeze rods. So I definitely think for the stick being as long as it is, it should be 2 breeze rods. Anyways, what do you say? Heavy core is the most expensive item for making a fake mic. You're so real. Where does Ryan reside on the tier list? Probably S plus, S tier plus. The mace enchantments. The mace is nothing without its enchantments, so I'm gonna put those in S tier. The only one I really know is the wind burst that bounces you into the air. I know there's also like a sharpness equivalent. Sorry, I can see that the stream you guys can't really see S tier. That's because I had to zoom in to avoid the stream seeing the ads. We need Orion tier. Okay. Bam. Just in case you guys can't see it, I'll scroll up a little bit. Beautiful tier. Ryan Versal Plus. All right. Now to wrap off the trial chamber update, the trial chamber itself, obviously that's an S tier. If there's stuff in it that's S tier, the structure itself is S tier. It's a really cool structure. I really love how much it comes in variation, how many spawn across your world, obviously all the exclusive things you can get inside of it. It's a really cool structure. You can't have features from the structure be in S tier if the structure isn't in S tier. Now we have the bundle from the Bundles of Bravery. Um, I've used bundles a decent amount, especially when I go mining. So I'm gonna put them in A. I love it because I've used these a lot. Like, this is features I love. This is features that are really good and I commonly use and really like. This is features that I like, but I don't use that commonly. These are features that are still like good, but just okay. Features I really don't care about and features that are trash. Trial Chamber would be great if I didn't have Zoro levels of directional skills in me. I just use the maps that the traders give off. So, yeah. But now entering the Pale Garden update. I forget what it's called. But the Creaking update. We have the Pale Wood. Add the removal of string dupers onto the list. As someone who plays Bedrock, I didn't have to experience that update, so I don't even know where I would rank it. As far as I remember, the string dupers were so you can make string and then trade with villagers and get a lot of emeralds. So it being removed would just be removed as trash from the game because why would you remove something that actively helps your players? But I guess it makes sense because duplicating items, you're not supposed to do that, but whatever. Anyways, pale logs. The log itself, I'm just gonna say it's good. I've never found a reason to use the log, so the log's just kind of like okay. Obviously, it's good for dead trees, but at that point, I just spawn in pale trees. Oh, well, you play Bedrock more, I forgot. Yeah, no. Pale Oak Wood, however, immediate Ryan tier. Nah. It's going in S tier, being the best thing in forever. I love Pale Oak Wood. White wood is such an amazing thing to build with. There's so many great things you can build with just a nice pale white wood. So yeah, it as a feature there. I definitely haven't used it to its extent yet, but trust me, more builds with pale oak wood than I can imagine. Pale oak or pale moss, which is just moss, but obviously pale. I'm just gonna put it in. It's good because I don't really like it. I don't. It's pale. It's not. This isn't a great color. I hope that was. The tier list makes the breeze rod and pale tree look like a pale log mace. Oh, I see what you mean. Bam, pale mace. I use this because I made like a Halloween area in my survival world, but that's like the only time I can ever see me using pale moss. If I didn't make that Halloween area, it'd probably be right here. But hanging moss, pretty good still. It's a good feature. It's not. Um, Ryan tier for hanging pale moss. Yeah, but yeah, it's just gonna go there. The eye blossom, however, I'm gonna put it, and it's I love it. It's nice. It's a really cool little flower. Love getting more flowers. Again, it's another one of those things that's really nice to collect and build with. So yeah. Creaking Heart, obviously necessary for spawning the creaking, which I know it's kind of hard to comprehend, but he's like really hidden right here in in the bottom. Um, Creaking Heart, I like how you can basically spawn in a mob in survival. So I'm gonna put it in S tier, or not S tier, A tier. I love that you can spawn. I'm getting rid of Ryan tier because it's gonna confuse me. Actually, no, I'm gonna keep it there because it kind of helps you see S tier a little more. Um, but yeah, it's a really cool feature. I like that you can spawn in the mob and then use that to farm our next thing, resin, which is technically a new ore. I didn't include the resin bar on accident. I forgot to add that. I'm using a tier list I found online, but I had to add a lot of features onto it because it was missing a lot of things that I really wanted to talk about. But resin, I imagine this is resin bricks too. A new ore. I always appreciate a new ore, even if it's not the most useful thing in the world. So I'm gonna put it in. I love it, and it's nice because I think it is. Resin clump blocks, fake lava. That is something you can use this block for. However, I have yet to use this, so it's going in mid. The only plus thing I can imagine with this is obviously, yeah, fake lava, but also they're instantly breakable with anything. You just tap it and it breaks. So it's very good as like a temporary solid block for building stuff. But I have yet to use it. But I just made a resin farm in my survival world, so hopefully soon I'll get to take advantage of it. Resin bricks, however, as much as I like them, they're not useful in many scenarios, so I'm just going to put it in it's good. It's a good feature, but they're not really usable. I'll put them like here though, so you know I like them. But, there's not many builds where you need a bright orange brick. The creaking. The creaking is really cool. It's a weeping angel. I like how, it's if you look at it, it stops. Trapping too, I guess. That's true. But the creaking as a mob is really cool. Again, I like that you can spawn it in. Um I like that when you can't kill it unless you break the heart. It's a really unique mob. For that reason, I will put it right here next to the breeze, but it's not going in S tier because it's not like a crazy cool new mob. So yeah, I think that's a good spot. Never have gone out of my way to find a creaking ever since it was released. It's because the biome really doesn't have anything worthwhile except the wood. The wood is like the main thing you're gonna go there for. Resin too, yeah, but like I said, resin bricks are a very specific use, and resin clumps are almost entirely useless. So, it's just, yeah, it's kind of silly. The Pale Garden, though, as a biome, I'm just gonna put it in A tier. I don't think it's S tier like the structure up here is. I think the biome is just okay. You traverse it. It's a little messy. I'm pretty sure they promoted it as being like a wasteland with no mobs, and then when it was finally released, it has a bunch of mobs. I've actually never seen one in game. That's because like just go to the Pale Garden during the day. Then you don't even need the worry of a creaking. You get the wood and you leave. Like it's the easiest thing. If you have like a deserted civilization, you can have resin armor trims. Resin armor trims, true. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I think the Pale Garden is like a cool. What I used it for is I used it for a spookier area. I used it like not the biome, but I used like every feature in the biome. I made like a mini version of it back at my base in my survival world, and I have my resin farm there. I have a haunted house, and I have a graveyard. So that's where I kind of built my more like spooky-esque builds because it's a very fitting place. All right. Now we're on to all of our 2025 features, our major features at least. So let's get into it, I guess. We have the falling leaves, the leaf litter. Um, I'm gonna put it in mid. I don't like the texture being like this kind of nasty color. Yeah, it's a little bit mid. Um, yeah, it's kind of just it's okay. It's okay. It's not. I don't think it needs to be removed or anything, but it's just gonna go there because I think there's too much of it. Just too much, whatever that is. Anyways, wildflowers. Wildflowers, on the other hand, are a lot cooler. I'm gonna put them in as really nice. But yeah, wildflowers are a really pretty flower. I like that it's sort of like the pink petals, and you can place 4 of them. And yeah, you get a lot of design variation in those. Cactus flower, again, I'm gonna put it in A tier. I really like the pink flower. I like it spawning. Holy chaos! Holy chaos! Go, my holy moly! But yeah, the pink flower is a really pretty flower. I like it spawning. I like it spawning. Sorry, I'm getting distracted because my brother is. We honestly need a farming update. I agree. I think the hoe needs enchantments to make it cooler. I think you should be able to auto replant and then like use the hoe to plant a certain amount of like maybe like a 4x4 space at once. This dude is screaming for no reason. I want more plants. That's real. That is a very real take. The bush is a really nice. I like that it just spawns around now, and it's really common. It's really common, and yeah, it kind of blends into the ground, but it's still a nice feature. Desert grass, again, another really good feature. These are really good plants. Um, I'm just gonna move the bush down to it's good. Same as the grass, because as great as they add a lot of ambience to their biomes, and I think they're really good features. I'm gonna put them really high on it's good though. Yeah, they add a lot of ambience. They add a lot of like niceness to the biomes. I really enjoy, but I especially enjoy this because the deserts are just so plain, and obviously deserts are plain in real life too. But in a game, it's a really boring place to explore. So having grass. My SMP is actually called JFF just for fun because I'm sick of the world SMP, word SMP. I kind of agree with that. That's why my server is called Moronic Doorcraft. It's not called like MDC SMP, Door SMP. It's just called Moronic Doorcraft. It's a nice server name, MDC. All right, next we have the Firefly Bush. This will go in A tier because the particles it produces are really pretty. Um, and I guess it adds the fireflies, in at least some kind of way. Next we have the mob variants. So obviously these are just gonna be based on their textures, not their features, because obviously there's no new features to them. The cold and warm pig, I both think could be so much better. I think they got done dirty with their textures, so I'm just putting them in. It's good. I think they like the cow and the chicken are so good in their variants. They could have made the cold pig much like furrier. They could have made it like I don't know. And then the warm pig, it could have been like black, like a hog. It could have like tusks or something, but nope. Nope, we just got these kind of, not gonna lie, ugly textures. I really don't care for these ones that much. Actually, I'm gonna especially put, I think, the warm pig in mid because I don't really like it. Variants weren't really needed in my opinion. I use a variant texture pack anyways. I love the mob variants, and I really hope they continue to make new ones because mob variants are a really interesting thing. However, these cow variants, I'm putting the woolly cow in S and the warm cow in A. I love the woolly cow. I have a few woolly cows in my world, just called a woolly. Well, I have one called Wooly, and then one's called Wooly's mom because it's Wooly's mom. But yeah, so there's Wooly cow and the bull, as I like think it's supposed to be. Obviously, it looks like a bull. So bull, Wooly cow, love them both. Cow's got a great retexture this in this drop. That was amazing. The cold chicken as well, also an A tier. I love the cold chicken. The warm chicken, I'm just gonna put in. It's good. The happy gas is coming up. Woo! Yes, it is. The warm chicken, I really like its texture. I think it's a really cute one. But the cold chicken just goes above and beyond. It's really cute, and a black chicken is just, it's so nice. The eggs, I'm just gonna put them in mid. I really don't care for it. It's just different colored eggs. It does the same thing as the egg. I don't think it needs to be removed or anything like that, or forgot about it, because I do seed them a lot, and I do, they're helpful for if you live really far away from the biomes that they come from. You can just, throw the egg and hopefully get it. Next we have the map, the extra maps. I kind of do appreciate this feature, so I'll just put it in. It's good, but I've never personally used it, so I'm just gonna put it down here. I think this features a lot. This shows a lot of the stuff I haven't really personally. Actually, no, this features a lot of the stuff. Okay, yeah, I don't know how you go from up here down here, but the maps are just gonna go down here. Personally, I'm a hater of the Happy Gas. I use the underground base most of the time because they're so comfy and I have what to store it. That's a good point. Well, I'm about to get to that, so. But next we have the spawn egg texture redesigns. I'm gonna put that really high in A. I love that the new spawn eggs exist. Obviously they're creative only, so me who main survival doesn't really need them, but they're all just really cool nonetheless. And the lodestone change is going in A. How it's now craftable with an iron ingot instead of a netherite ingot. Appreciate that part a lot more. All right, next we have Chase the Skies. We have the dried gas. So the dried gas as a block, I like how it spawns. I like its feature. I like how you have to rehydrate it, and it's kind of just like a sad, depressed gas. So I'm gonna put it in A tier because I think it's really cool. The Gastling, I'm just gonna put it in. It's good because it doesn't really do anything except be cute. Obviously, I think it's a really cute little guy, but that's about it. And before we get to the big happy gas, I have to go to the bathroom, so I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Dried gas implies that normal gas are somehow hydrated. Maybe hydrated by lava, and that's why they're evil. Evil and mean. Without me. Oh my god, you don't even like Minecraft. Anyways, the Happy Ghast. I'm going to give it. I really don't want to give it S tier because of how. Just because it goes so slow. It moves so incredibly slow. It took me like an hour just to ride it like a few thousand blocks. But that could also be avoided by putting them in the nether. So I'm putting it in S tier because not only is it expanding upon a mob that's already been in the game, but No, it expands upon the mob. It gives you an extra little adventure with, the Ghastling to the happy little dry whatever it's called, Ghastling. To the adult, um you can carry mobs on it, you can use it to build, and the main thing I like it for is you can use it to transport mobs from one area to another. A lot easier than using leads and water and boats and all kinds of crap, because you can just fly this guy right above all of the journey. I don't like Minecraft. I've been in 3 SMPs. It doesn't matter. Every time I ask you to play, you go no. Let me do my tier list. I still wish you could drop TNT from them. That'd be chaotic. I really don't want that to be a thing, and I'm happy it isn't. Yeah. Oh, indeed. I don't think that's a good. I think that maybe the gas. Maybe we keep. Maybe we keep you away from ghasts. But yeah. The only bad thing about it is I don't like how slow it goes. But yeah. If it went faster, it'd probably be the top of S tier because of how useful of a feature it is. The harness, I like that it comes in different colors. It's a really cool little feature. I'm gonna put it in A tier. Gives leather more crafting. You know, it's just a really cool feature. And then I remember a lot of people were like, "How can you craft a giant harness for this ghast, but not a saddle?" Well, craftable saddles. Something that I kind of don't like. I don't think they need to be craftable. I understand why they are because you can craft the ghast harness, but I think actually having to find them in structures is a lot more of an interesting task than just crafting them. Plus, it makes other things more useless, like structures and the Ravager. Like, you used to kill a Ravager, get a saddle, and then, that'd be good. But, now it's just craftable, and it's a pretty easy crafting recipe. Everyone was so heartbit broken over the gas story, and then they completely forgot it in a day. For real. Tears music disc. Uh, I like it a lot more than those two, so I'll put it like over here. I craftable name tags would be better. I strongly agree. I've been wanting craftable name tags, but also that kind of makes their rarity a lot like less. I don't know. It makes their value less important. But Tears is a really good music disc. Anyways, locator bar. I'll put it in as good. It's a pretty useful feature. I've used it a lot in multiplayer because it helps you find your friends, obviously. So I would say it's a pretty good feature. Pretty good feature. Names aren't that rare because of villagers. That's true. All right, then we're at this little tiny update. We have the Dennis painting. I personally haven't used it yet, so I'll just put it in mid. But it's a really cute painting, so I'll put it at the top of mid because like it's good, but it's just something I never used. And this row is here. I'll just change this to like never used, just because I don't want to say it's mid because there's some things in here that I like this, but you know. And the Lava Chicken music disc obviously goes in Ryan tier. But actually, I'm gonna put you here, you here. I really like the music disc. I think it's a really cool way to reference the Minecraft movie without like putting a direct reference in there. Because how does Minecraft reference something? I mean, it's a sandbox game, not a story game. But having a music disc come from and the way you get it from killing a chicken jockey is such a unique way of getting it. It feels like Mojang wants to make chords useless so bad. How come? I feel like if they wanted to do that, they'd just add waypoints. Oh, chords because of the locator bar. I mean, yeah, but it's chords are still very important for single player, and yeah, I would not say I wouldn't say they're useless. All right, we got the Copper Age drop. Um, Copper armor and tools. I'm just gonna rate them in the same thing. I'll put it in it's good, but they don't do anything majorly crazy for me. Um, I'm never gonna use them in survival like as tools and weapons, but that's also just because I'm at a point in the game where I'm at diamond armor, so I don't really need them. But they are cool for putting on armor stands. I mean, I put them on an armor stand, so that's pretty cool. And obviously, if you're a collectionist, you know, I like to think of myself as a collectionist, but I'm not going out of my way to collect this stuff. Copper armor is pretty good for mid game if you don't like speedrunning iron. That's true. That's why I'm not gonna put it in like never like already blah 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 blah. Should be removed or anything like that. I think they're good, and I think people were hating a little too much. But also, I don't think copper as a resource should have been used for tools and armor because copper is meant for building. It was a feature that was created strictly for building, not really for this use. But I guess it gives all the kids going, "Oh my god, copper sucks and it's useless." So they chill out and build. Why is the end here? Was there an end update? No. There was a slight addition to the end, which I'll just do it right now, which was end flashes, which is basically just a giant purple light sometimes appears in the sky. But I'm pretty sure it's only on Java Edition right now. Well, I don't know. I haven't been to the end in my world, so I'm just gonna put that in it. Actually, I'll put that here because I've never seen it, so I've never used it. All right, continuing on. Copper horse armor. Ugh. Okay. Copper horse armor. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to end the stream sooner than I want to, but copper horse armor. Um, I like its texture. I don't usually for a streaming chat. Real. Copper armor or copper horse armor. I'm gonna put it in A. I'm gonna put it in A because I like its texture. I've never used horse armor for the sake of protecting my horse. I've only ever put on horse armor because it's like it looks cool on the horse. So copper horse armor is something that I would like to put on my horse. I haven't found it yet in survival, but that's also just because I haven't really gone out of my way to. Haven't found it. Haven't found it on my survival world or A. Is that bad? Oh wait, yeah. Okay, I thought I put it in B. I guess A is a little high, but I am gonna put it higher in B tier because I do like it. Definitely putting it above pottery sherds. Actually, I'm gonna put the pig above pottery sherds too. The chicken above the pig. Just because like I like how it looks. Copper Golem is good, but I don't want to spend 200 days and 3 aneurysms making a sorting system. Copper Nugget, um, kind of silly, I think, but I know it helps super flat players, but I don't even know who would want to torture themselves and play super flat. So I'm just gonna put it in it, so it's good. Cause yeah, Caden uses copper golems in a bad way. How do I use copper golems in a bad way? I have one in my attic, and his name's Antonio. Who needs nuggets? That's kind of why. Like, actually, I'm just gonna put him down here. I didn't forget about it, but I just like and never using it is kind of real. I mean, you do use them to craft lanterns, but and chains, I guess. But like, it still just doesn't feel like it really matters. They're being abused. How are they being abused? They're doing their job. Copper chains are really cool for making like a rusty build. So I'm gonna put these in it's good. And then the bars, I've used the bars a lot recently, but mainly for their oxidized form. So I'm putting those in. I love it and it's nice. These I haven't used yet, but I'm sure I will at some point. I want to build like an abandoned prison or an asylum or something. I feel like rusty chains is a good way. Copper Golem abuse dungeon. Don't listen to her. She's lying. I would never do that. Unlike Raven in the chat, who has a happy gas, a torture chamber. Anyways, lightning rods being able to oxidize. Kind of a silly feature. I don't feel like it's necessary. Copper lantern. Me lie? Yes. Copper lanterns, I'm gonna put in A. I like the green light, but that also means I'm gonna put the torches up here in A as well. No, I have one. He does have the heavy gas dungeon. I'd never build something like that. They hang from the ceiling. Yo, torture. Absolute torture. The dye retextures. It's good. I mean, I think they look a lot cooler now than they did before. I like the little paper. A lot of Minecraft this year has been retextures. Like we have the new textured animals, we have the retextured dyes, we have there was another retexture. I'm trying to think of what it was. I can't remember. Oh, the spawn eggs. The spawn eggs. And then there's all those, and then you also got to think about like how they've been most of the drops this year have been extending on already existing features instead of adding new features. We have the happy gas, which extends on the ghast. We have the mob variants extending on the mobs. We have all the copper shit extending on copper. And then we have the Nautilus, which we'll get to, which extends on the Nautilus show. All these features that people kind of considered like useless or bad, well, except obviously, the animals, kind of got better. It's their absolute cinema, absolute torture. Oh, mannequin, never used. This is a creative only thing, and I'm pretty sure it's only Java edition. The shelf. Oh, oh, it's so good. It's so good. I love it. Ah. Do not clip that. But the shelf is a really pretty building block. You can use it for so much texture. You can use it for so much. Ooh, it's just so good. And you can add it to like your houses. It gives your house some decoration. You can add it for textures on poles and all kinds of things. And you can use it for like shingles, I think they're called. Shingle. I feel like that's probably not what they're called. I'm thinking of like the things you put in the windows, on the sides of the windows. But I don't know if that's what they're called. But the shelf is such a cool block, and it comes in all the wood forms, and it's awesome. Copper chest. Kind of, I mean, obviously, you only would use it with the copper golem. But I do like seeing another chest variant, so I'll just put it in. I'll put it in it's good. By itself, it's not really. Shingles is a disease. Okay, I thought so. I knew I was saying that wrong. But yeah, the copper chest is going in it's good. The copper golem statue. I love it and it's nice. I've used it only for one build so far, and I put them outside of my cemetery. But I like them. I think they're silly. I think that I like their poses that you can put them in. Yeah, it's a cool feature. It's a cool feature all around. I'm happy with it. Anyways, the copper golem itself, it's going in Ryan tier. I'm gonna rename this. Renaming Ryan tier to S plus. Nope, not S plus. S. There we go. Just because the copper golem is something that I was heartbroken. I was heartbroken that it didn't win the mob vote that year, and the stupid little fairy got in. The stupid little blue fairy thing, the LA, got into the game and left my boy in the dust. But no, they heard my prayers. Mojang was like, How the fuck did our community mess up so bad that they voted that stupid little ugly ass blue fairy into the game? But the Copper Golem wasn't. So they came back and they put him in the game. And not only is this a big deal because obviously it's, the Copper Golem and that's a huge deal, but the fact that they added him to the game means that the other mob vote losers could be added to the game. So we could see the crab, we could see the penguin, the iceologer, the moobloom, the rascal, all these the tough golem. The tough golem better be next because I love that boy too. And the penguin. I really want the penguin in the game. But yeah, the Copper Golem is just it opens such a big playing field for Mojang. For at least one of their drops per year should be about a mob vote loser, I think. Because there's 4 drops a year, I think at least one of them should be about a mob loser every single year. Or at least not about a mob loser, but having a mob loser in it. One of the 4 drops should be about a mob loser, in my professional opinion. But we're at the end now. We're at Mounts of Mayhem, which is where we are in present day. Our most recent drop. So, let us go about this. Nautilus. According to Adri, it's S+. I beg to differ. I think I'm going to put it just an A. But I'll put it very high A. Reason being, as cute as it is, and I've always carried a Nautilus shell around on MDC. I called it Lucky Shell. I actually did that in other updates too. People would be like, boy, it's so fucking tough. You're right. I would be one of those people. But the Nautilus, it's a great mob. I love it. Besides, obviously, the Happy Ghast. You talk about it all the time. It's not as good as the Happy Ghast and the Copper Golem are. It's a great mob. But underwater travel is all it's used for, which is something I can already do just fine with, Talked about it for a week. Yeah, the week it came out, I was excited. I was happy. That excitement wears off after a while. But also, who said that there wasn't a Nautilus going there? The Zodilus go and the Coral Zodilus go in S tier. These are so much cooler. These guys are so awesome. I love them so much. I think that they are such a unique, and I love that you can find this one in the Coral Reef. It's a really rare thing. Ocean is too boring for a mount for it. Y'all suck. No, I think the ocean definitely needs a mount, and I really like the feature that when you get on them, you have unlimited ocean breathing. But it's just it. I don't know. I don't know. We needed more ocean updates before a travel mount. That I kind of agree with. All Nautilus should be S. 2 of them are S. 2 out of the 3. I really like the Zombie Nautilus. It's a really cool mount. Definitely going to use these more than the normal one. However, obviously, I'm going to collect them all. Like Pokemon type shit. Nautilus armor. I don't really understand why it's in the game. There's not many things that are going to cause your Nautilus to get injured except maybe a drowned with a trident. But I'll put it in it's good. I just don't feel like it's a really useful thing. I don't know. Seems kind of useless to me. I do like it though. I love when Minecraft adds collectibles or collectible features, and this, even though it's not really supposed to be, it's technically a collectible feature. So it's something I can go and I can get all the variants for. And yeah. And also, Netherite Nautilus armor looks so cool on the Zombie Nautilus. So I wish they add armor trims for horse armor and Nautilus armor. That'd be really cool. Zombie horse being finally in survival. That's also going in A tier. I love the zombie horse. I've always questioned why the hell it isn't in survival. Putting it above them, actually. It makes no sense why it isn't. It's just another horse variant. But the way it spawns too is so cool with the zombie with a spear riding it. And the zombie can obviously, jab, jab, stab, stab type shit. So it spawns really cool, and then you can keep it as a pet, and then yeah, it's just really cool. And mixed with this, which we'll get to later, it looks even cooler. The spear is another thing going in S. It's going to go right next to the mace. I don't really know which one I think is better, but I think it's crazy getting a new weapon that you can craft with all the variants like wood, stone, iron, copper, gold, diamond, netherite. Because we haven't had one of those since the hoe was added, and I did not like Minecraft at that time. So for me, this is my first time seeing stuff like this. I think the drop system's so cool because they get to experience with different or experiment with different types of updates. So yeah, they add this, a new weapon tier base. They add a new tier base for copper and like all these new animal variants. It's like so many different concepts that are all so cool, and I just love them so much. When I first got Minecraft 4 years ago, I spent $50 on a zombie horse spawn egg in a pay-to-win server because I was stupid. You couldn't even do anything with them. You literally just to look pretty. But yeah, lunge, the enchantment for the mace. You couldn't really do anything without it. But I also don't like how it takes hunger from you instead of durability on the spear. I wish it just took durability on the spear. It taking hunger is weird to me, and I don't really like it. The parched skeleton variant, I'm gonna put it in the same place as the bogged. Only yeah, I think actually the bogged is a little cooler. I do like that it's like a mummy almost. This is obviously the closest we'll get to a mummy in game. But I mean, it's just another skeleton variant, but it's still really cool. And the camel husk is gonna go right next to the zombie horse. There's a lot of mobs just in one section here. Camel husk I think is a little less cool than the zombie horse just because it's so grayscaled and so like I don't know. It's like I don't know. Its colors don't really pop at you. So I think they kind of just go here. Minecraft is slowly just ultra kill. Minecraft is slowly just getting ultra kill movement. I don't know if that's real or not. I've never played ultra kill. And finally, for this tier list, Netherite horse armor. I'm gonna put it in A, not top of A, but in A. Just because Netherite horse armor should have been added all the way back in the Nether update. It made no sense why it wasn't. And they added Netherite. As soon as they added Netherite Nautilus armor, I knew they had it. I knew they had to add this. But yeah, that's my Minecraft 2025 and 2024, I guess, tier list. The last 2 years of Minecraft. Next year, when all the drops come out, I'll probably do another stream where I do the same thing, rank all the features for that year. Hopefully, there's more. Obviously, there's not going to be more than this. This is a lot of features, but hopefully, there's a good amount of features to rank. So yeah, that has been me. I'm Kato Dador. This is my ranking. You can hate me if you don't like some of the placements, but this is my ranking. Anyways, I'll see y'all all in the future. Bye, OFO.